National University, supporting the whole you.
Their reputation is very loyal. They're going to do as they say.
They were very caring and honest.
They assured me that they would help me, and they did.
Call today.
Escape to a vacation at Circus Circus. Experience the thrill of the Adventure Dome. 5 acres with more than 25 rides to keep you on the edge of your seat. Ride our newest attractions, Nebula Z, Twists and Teacups, Circus Swings, and Little Sprinter Raceway. More rides, more excitement, an experience for the entire family. Life's a circus. Let's play!
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We save you money with no commissions, no fees, no repairs, for free, no obligation, as is cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards.
Right now at 3, a diplomatic disaster unfolding right now with the U.S. and Ukraine. A shouting match in the Oval Office between President Donald Trump and Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky. How peace could be in jeopardy. Then, new details on the death of Gene Hackman, when the actor may have died, and the one possible cause investigators have already ruled out. And rain on the red carpet, the countdown to Sunday's Oscars, and how the forecast could affect fashion.
The NBC4 News at 3 starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Annabelle Sedano. Let's get right to it. We begin at 3 with that high-stakes meeting at the White House, ending with a shouting match instead of a deal between the U.S. and Ukraine. The White House meeting was supposed to lead to a deal, giving the U.S. access to Ukraine's rare earth mineral deposits as payback for support in their war against Russia. But voices were raised and hopes for a deal were dashed. NBC's Julie Sirkin has details from Capitol Hill.
What began as a meeting to discuss a historic peace deal that could have ended the brutal war in Ukraine quickly spiraled into a standoff between President Trump, Ukrainian President Zelensky, and Vice President Vance.
You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
The tense exchange, unprecedented in the Oval Office, the room traditionally reserved for diplomacy, capped off weeks of a public feud between the two leaders.
What you're doing is very disrespectful to the country.
Zelensky and European allies uneasy that President Trump is inching closer toward Russian President Vladimir Putin, who started the full-scale invasion 3 years ago.
I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world.
The day started amicably, with Trump and Zelensky expected to sign a deal for Ukraine's rare earth minerals in exchange for U.S. support and long-term security.
We have something that is a very fair deal.
Really, I hope that this first document, will be a first step to real security guarantees for Ukraine.
Instead, it appears President Trump scrapping the plan for now, posting on social media, "I want peace." He disrespected the United States of America in its cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he is ready for peace. Not long after the president's post, Zelensky left the White House at his urging.
And earlier this morning, a bipartisan group of senators, including Trump ally Lindsey Graham, met with Ukrainian President Zelensky. After that Oval Office blow-up, Graham said that Zelensky either needs to resign or change his tune if there is any hope of peace for the war-torn country. In Washington, Julie Sirkin, NBC News.
New at 3, new details in the mystery behind the death of actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy. Preliminary tests show the couple tested negative for carbon monoxide poisoning. Authorities now believe it's unlikely either of them fell because there was no trauma to their bodies. They also believe Hackman may have been dead for over a week before he was found.
An initial interrogation was conducted of Mr. Hackman's pacemaker. This revealed that his last event was recorded on February 17, 2025.
Investigators say there were no apparent signs